This video covers two things every operator needs once Didit is live. The first is seeing how your account is actually performing, and the second is controlling who on your team can do what. So on the analytics side, if you're running transaction monitoring, Didit turns all that activity into a live dashboard of numbers that you can act on. Then we'll move over to the team side, where you decide who gets to see and change each part of the account. So let's dive in. So the analytics in Didit live in the transactions product. So we head over to the transactions tab here on the left, and we could see at the top, we can hit overview, right? So instead of reading one row at a time, you're reading numbers that you can actually act on. So if you're only running verifications, you'll spend your time in the sessions list from previous videos, which you can see in the user verifications tab here, or you can see the overview in your dashboard on your homepage. You can also add these cards to your homepage, but this is specifically about your transactions. Now, we can actually change the date range here. We can filter by tag, we can filter by type, so the fiat, crypto, KYC, gambling, all of those. And we can actually export the report here. So that's just going to give you an Excel export that you can do things with. You could put it into Claude, you could create fancy reports to share with your team. So the first numbers that you can check out here is volume, so how many transactions ran over your time window here, and whether that's trending up or down against the period before. So you can see there's a breakdown here by the country of the user behind each transaction. We've got the split down here between fiat, crypto, and gambling. So really you could see at a glance where your activity is concentrated and which side of the house it's coming from. Now we can also see the analytics for our rules. So you could see which monitoring rules are firing the most and how your approved, decline, and in review mix. So you see this card right here, this shows your top rules that have been triggered. So you could see which monitoring rules are firing the most and how your approved, declined, and in review mix is trending over time. So a rising in review line is your early warning that more work is about to land on your analysts. So you can spot risk forming rather than counting it after the fact. So this is the best place to go to see your analytics on your transactions. And for your verifications, we can customize our homepage to show the volume of verifications, the IP locations, all of this stuff. And if you want to customize that, we can go to edit and we can move around these tabs if we want. And we can also add additional tabs from user verifications and business verifications. You can throw in some transaction data as well if you want everything in one dashboard. So let's just switch from measuring to governing. And the first thing to understand is that everything in Didit lives inside an organization. So that's the account that holds your billing, your people, and your applications. So you see this switcher down here? You can jump between organizations here. Now, I only have one organization set up, but you could create a separate organization as well. Now, the account settings holds the organizational wide settings. So your plan, your invoices, an audit log of who did what, which is exactly what you want for compliance and instant review. Now, inside each organization, you can create multiple applications. So if I had an additional application here, I can create a new one with this tab. It's going to show up inside of here. We're going to have live and sandbox for each. Now, if you want to switch to sandbox, that's coming soon. It's going to have its own API keys, its own workflows, and its own webhooks for testing. So let's head over to the settings tab down in manage. We've got our team members in here as well, and each person carries exactly one role. And this is important, right? It's the role, not the person, that decides what they can see and do. You can see here, this is me, and you can see there's no settings cog here. So I can't accidentally come in here and change my role and lock myself out of my own account. But if I do click into here from somebody else, I can change them from owner to developer to compliance to admin, all of the different options here. So if I want to add a new team member, just click this tab up here. I can add in their email address and select the applications that they're going to have access to and the different kinds of access that we want to give them. Now, until they accept, you'll see an orange pending badge, which means the invite went out, but the person has no access at all yet. So every organization comes with 5 roles out of the box, and you just match the role to the person. The owner has full access, so including billing, and that's usually just you, the owner of the business, or a select few people on your team. Admin runs the members, the applications, the workflows, basically everything apart from billing or deleting the organization. We've got compliance officer. This is built for your risk people, so reviewing verifications, cases, and screening with no developer or billing access at all. Developer covers the APIs, the webhooks, the applications, and the reader down here is read-only on sessions, analytics, and reports, which makes it the safest role for observers and executives who just need to look. Now, if none of those roles suit the needs of someone on your team, we can actually create a custom role and define the permissions that we want to give them. And that can be done here. And finally, at the bottom here, we can see how many members have access to the specific role. So that's the operator's view of Didit, an analytics side that shows you how your transaction activity is really performing, and a team side that lets you control exactly who can see and change what. So between the two, you can measure the business and keep it locked down at the same time. And if you'd rather work with the numbers in your own tools, all of it is available over the API and the MCP. So head over to didit.me, sign up for free, and invite your first teammate today.